have been practicing semen retention on and off for the past 5 years, and I can see a lot of men being interested in that, and at the same time not really knowing how to approach it in a healthy way. Because look at it like this: when you decide not to ejaculate for some time, you're about to play with a very powerful energy. Very, very powerful. This very energy can help you create a life. Think about it. And you want to refrain yourself from expulsing it out of your body, right? But that has some consequence. Positive ones, but also negative. And I don't think we often talk about, well, the risk of doing this and what are the practices that you can do to make semen retention successful and healthy. And goddamn, this is gonna be a tricky hike actually, because it is very slippery here. It's all frozen. Yeah, look at that. Wow, let's go on an adventure, huh? Quick disclaimer: I am not a semen retention guru, okay? I just have a lot of experience doing it on and off. So I had some periods in my life where I was like super focused on that, and it was really amazing. I also experienced the downside of doing semen retention when I was not doing the right things, and this is what I'm going to discuss in this video. But the reason why I got into this is because at one point in my life I was dealing with premature ejaculation, and it was really bad, to the point that, well, if I would have sex with a woman, I would come within a few seconds. Not even kidding, within a few seconds. And I had a desire to connect, obviously, and it was just really hard to connect with a woman on a sexual level when I couldn't fully express my sexuality. I was holding myself back because, first of all, I was anxious in the bed because I knew, like, well, as soon as I will try to penetrate you, it's gonna be a terrible experience. And also I got rejected a lot, you know. So yeah, just very painful, the whole thing. And this was due to my porn use at the time. I was very addicted to porn. So because of all these things, it just made sense to start doing that. I wanted to stop doing porn. I wanted to learn how to have more control over my sexual energy, and just like really master my sexuality. And it just made sense. So yeah, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a guru. I'm just someone who got really curious about this for painful reasons. And I went deep into the rabbit hole. I really went deep. So that's what I want to share with you today. The wisdom that I have accumulated over the years. Has been more than half a decade that I'm practicing this, and yeah, it's really nice. Man, look at this view. How amazing is that? Wow. Wonderful forest. When you practice semen retention, one thing that you should be careful about is to not be sexual active. It's not because you don't come that you should not touch yourself, for example, or that you should not have sex without ejaculating. Because in my experience, whenever I practiced semen retention and didn't stay sexually active, well, what ended up happening was that my energy was very stuck, right? And then it manifested as me having like intrusive thoughts about sex, obviously. Fantasizing about so many fucking things. Not feeling productive, you know, wanting to watch social media. Feeling attracted to watch porn and all of this. Whereas if you decide to stay sexually active when you practice semen retention without any porn, you will notice that, well, you're actually experiencing the power of your sexual energy and you're expressing it, you're just not releasing it, right? And so, sure, to some extent, you will feel even more energy, which leads me to the second point. You better circulate your sexual energy when you practice semen retention, because if you don't do so, don't even try to do semen retention. So these are the two golden rules when you practice semen retention. First, stay sexually active. Have sex if you have a girlfriend, just like for myself. But don't come. And if you're single, masturbate without porn, and preferably without using your imagination, just with the physical sensations, right? So learn to have sex with yourself. And this might be a little bit weird, like, oh, like, you mean I should touch myself sensually and maybe put some candles and all this? Yeah, try it out. Try it out. Stop judging, And it doesn't make you gay to do that. It doesn't make you like a girl. This is self-love, my brother. And it's not weird, okay? I've done it. So it's not weird, it's actually amazing. And more men should do this, because what you do when you have this self-pleasure experience is you train your body to respond to touch rather than images. And that's very powerful, especially when, as boys, we have been trained with porn to be aroused through images. There's nothing wrong with that, but especially for a guy like me who really struggle with premature ejaculation and erectile dysfunction, yeah, also this one. Well, this was very helpful to train my body to feel pleasure just from touch, right? And then after doing the self-pleasure practice, because you're going to have more energy in your body, make sure to circulate your sexual energy. Yeah. This is not the topic of the video. I'm not going to tell you exactly how you need to do it. There's actually a meditation that I give to my clients on how to properly circulate the sexual energy. But basically, I want you to understand this. Wherever your focus goes, the energy flows. Okay? So when you self-pleasure, usually your focus is on your genitals, right? You're feeling your dick, you're stroking it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Great. You're accumulating this life force. What are you going to do with that energy is the most important. And if you self-pleasure and then go on about your day like nothing happened, the energy is going to stay in your genital. And that's not good. It needs to be circulated throughout your whole body so that you don't just feel your sexual energy in your dick, but also in your stomach, in your chest, in your brain, in your eyes, in your shoulders, in your back, in your legs, in your feet, etc., etc. Everywhere. And you can do that by simply moving your attention, your awareness, your focus. So let's do a very quick exercise right now. Close your eyes, and let's say that for the next 10 seconds, you're going to just focus on your chest. Feel your chest. Like in the gym, when you're doing the bench press, you can feel the chest, right? So feel your chest right now. Really feel it. When you do that, you can open your eyes, by the way. When you do that, the energy is moving towards your chest, right? And so let's say that you just self-pleasured. Well, how about you move your awareness right after that to your back, or to your belly, or to your chest, And just feel how the more you focus on your chest, for example, the more the energy that was in your genitals is slowly moving to your chest, interestingly enough. Now, according to Mantak Chia, there is a whole sequence that you need to do with your sexual energy, and in the end it needs to be stored in your lower dantian, which is basically the stomach. Yeah, and there's a whole thing that you need to do, but that's not, again, the topic of the video. Feel free to read Mantak Chia, amazing. He's actually my teacher, so very powerful guy. Why am I sharing these two big traps? Well, it's because I heard too many men saying that I practiced semen retention and it was great for a few days, and then I started to feel more depressed, more anxious. I couldn't sleep. I felt more needy on dates. It was just not a really pleasant experience. No shit. No shit. When you don't self-pleasure and circulate your sexual energy, I mean, what did you expect? That you just had to not release and things will just work out? No. Again, when you do such a practice, it's a lot of responsibility, and we forgot about this. Why? Because information is just accessible right now, right? You can just watch one video and you can learn about some ancient stuff that were taught to few people, that were trained, that went through initiation and all of that, right? But now you learn it from a YouTube video. The guy maybe doesn't fucking know much about the dangers, and you're trying, and of course it's a a big fuck up. So be very careful when you take the practice of retaining your semen. It is not a joke. And by the way, I'm in the middle of like this. I don't know if you can recognize these plants that have the little, I don't know how you call it in English, but this is destroying my pants right now. But you get the point. When you practice in retention, do it with integrity, with a sense of like, okay, I'm playing with something that is very powerful right now. It's like a nuclear bomb in a way, and you're about to accumulate. Jesus Christ, I am getting ripped off right now by these plants. Woo! It's gonna make me. It's gonna like allow the blood in my legs to circulate. So yeah, it's okay to not do it, and in fact, in many times I decided to not practice semen retention, even though I know all the benefits, because I didn't want to do the whole thing about circulating my sexual energy, being sexually active, and all of this. So if you're not ready to take that kind of responsibility, it's fine, you know, but don't do it, because you're gonna fuck yourself up. Not to mention that there is also a risk of having prostate problems, you know, because you have this stuck energy in your genitals, you know, and with this accumulation, it just creates a lot of problems. So really, be cautious, be aware when you do such a practice. It's not for everyone. And it started to rain. That was not planned. And this is often not talked about. When you practice semen retention, the sole purpose of that is to have a better relationship with your sexuality. Sure, you have all these benefits, right? Yeah, you're gonna feel more energy, you're gonna need to sleep less, you're gonna be more creative, you're gonna be more productive, you might develop an aura around you, you're gonna be more attractive. to a woman, you're gonna be more charismatic, you might attract the attention of people. Yes, all of that is true. But ultimately, you are doing semen retention to understand yourself, to understand your sexuality, to explore your sexuality, right? That's a much better angle, because so many men, they use semen retention as a way to repress the sexuality, right? No more porn, no more masturbation. Masturbation is bad. Fuck that. Masturbation is amazing. Just don't come and don't use porn, right? But no, masturbation is the enemy, because whenever I masturbate, I'm using porn. Well, yeah, that's kind of the problem, you know. So really look at it like this. Semen retention can really change your life if you approach it consciously, of course, with integrity, but also with the idea that, well, I'm doing this because I want to understand myself. I want to master my sexuality. I want to have a better relationship with my sexuality so that I can have better sex also later on if you're single, right? I can tell you, like, I've been coming back to practicing semen retention with my girlfriend, and it's amazing. It is amazing because, well, first of all, I feel much more sexual energy. So we're having a lot more sex than before. But also, it takes away the outcome, right? There is no more outcome when we have sex. So suddenly, it becomes a dance again, where we are playing with each other, where, you know, I don't need to penetrate her. We can just have sex where, you know, we giving each other's head, 6-9, right? That's an example. But there is more this explorative approach because we remove the outcome, and it's amazing. This is actually, if you're watching and you're in a relationship, if you want to revive the fire in your relationship, you both practice semen retention. Not just you, her as well. And you will see that it's like a magic pill, literally. It's very powerful. And both circulate your sexual energy as well, you know, do it together. There are also ways to do that with your partner. This is not the topic of the video, but really, like, what an opportunity to understand yourself better, to master your sexuality, to become a better lover. Fuck. Why wouldn't you do that, right? But you have to do it again consciously. And I know I'm repeating myself, but for a purpose I'm repeating myself, because it's so easy to not approach this consciously and then to fuck yourself up, and then to feel guilty and to feel angry at the person that taught you this, and etc., etc. Let's see if I can play a little bit with the rain. Thank you for watching this video, my brother. I hope it opened your mind about the dangers of doing semen retention. It's not for everyone, like you can see, and you need a lot of integrity. You need the right tools in your hand, and you need to have the right intentions as well. If you need a mentor in your life that can help you overcome your nice guy syndrome, attract your ideal woman, We can also talk about sexual energy mastery. I would love to invite you to join the Wildman Brotherhood. You can click on the link in the description if you want to see all the details. It's $47 a month. It's very cheap, and you get voice note coaching. You get a proper brotherhood where the other guys can help you out sometime, or sometime you can help them out. You also have like some course, some meditation. So it's very complete, very powerful. The feedback so far has been just amazing. And yeah, I would love to have you there if it feels right. I see you.